Late one night while watching a movie, he spotted himself on screen. He was certain he'd never acted in anything, yet there was someone who looked exactly like him, right before his eyes. It wasn't until the end credits rolled that he caught the actor's name. He searched online for information about Anthony and compared it with his own photos. The resemblance was so striking they could have been identical twins. Adam had no choice but to accept this reality, and he even began to wonder if he had a long-lost twin brother somewhere. He spent the next few days consumed by anxiety, unable to focus even during his lectures. Finally, he put on a pair of sunglasses and headed to the company where Anthony worked to investigate. When he arrived at the film studio building, Adam slipped inside during a gap in the flow of people coming and going. He tried to walk through calmly, but a security guard spotted him. To his surprise, the guard greeted him warmly and mentioned they hadn't seen each other in 6 months. Adam fumbled through the conversation, claiming he was there to pick up something he'd left behind. He was about to make an excuse about having the wrong address when, to his shock, there actually was a package waiting for him. Adam hurried back to his car with the envelope. He hadn't expected to find any useful leads. Following the address on the envelope, he tracked down the neighborhood where Anthony lived. Then he used a payphone to dial Anthony's home number. When a woman answered, identifying herself as Anthony's wife, Adam immediately explained that he wanted to speak with Anthony, but she assumed he had accidentally called the house instead of somewhere else. Adam was stunned. Not only did this man look like him, but their voices were so identical that even his own wife couldn't tell them apart. Adam panicked, completely unsure how to handle the situation. After taking some time to collect himself, he worked up the courage to call again. This time, Anthony answered. Adam nervously explained his purpose, claiming he looked exactly like Anthony, so much so that even the people closest to them couldn't distinguish their voices. His bizarre claims made Anthony think he was dealing with a scammer, when Adam then lied, saying he was a fan who had called a few days earlier and spoken with Anthony's wife. Anthony immediately pegged him as some kind of stalker. After warning him and threatening to call the police if he ever contacted them again, Anthony hung up. Meanwhile, Anthony's wife noticed he had been making secretive phone calls again. Her husband's reckless behavior only deepened the suspicions she already harbored, especially now that she was pregnant. Anthony insisted the caller was mentally unstable and claimed he had written down all the man's information, ready to report him to the police if he ever called again.